What up, Card Kingdom family? Kenji back for some more drafting here on Arena. We've got Duskmourn. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all your Magic card needs. This is a pretty fun set by the look of things, so let's just jump right in. A lot of new mechanics and cards. Our rare this time is Marvin, Murderous Mimic. It's an okay limited card. More so intended for constructed purposes, but as it is both an artifact and a creature, Delirium Matters has relevance with this card, and of course, if you get lucky enough to find some creatures with good activated abilities, but it's not going to be our first pick. I think the first pick card is going to be between one of these two cards here, either Live or Die, good removal / graveyard recursion, or Under the Skin. This is basically a Manifest Dread, Eternal Witness, so both are very good. Kind of like the Under the Skin a little bit more. Been really impressed with this card. Well, could have had back-to-back Live or Dies, but I don't mind taking the Skin at the time. In fact, now if I wanted to, I could just take like the Unnerving Grasp. One of the archetypes in this format is like a blue-green Manifest Dread deck. The biggest issue I've seen with that deck is that you oftentimes end up decking yourself. So you're going to need to find cards that can get around decking yourself. There are multiple ways, for example, to put cards from your graveyard back into your library. But, I mean, I guess I could still pick up the Live or Die here instead of the Grasp. Like, even though we just passed one, there's a good green-black deck. There's a great black-white, like, Reanimate deck. I guess I don't mind just taking the Live or Die here still. Although, if we wanted to follow up with another green card, Fear of Exposure is fantastic. Really shines in like the green-white survival deck, where if you have a tapped creature on your second main phase, it has an extra ability. I actually kind of like taking the Fear, but I'm going to take the Live or Die this time. Okay, a little bit rewarded, a little bit punished. Fear of Exposure number 2, but now we can take like the Shroud Stomper, which is one of the best reanimate targets in the format. And it's a great pack. There's a Murder here, there's a Land Cycler of every color. Emergence is a great punch effect. Let's do it. Let's take the Shroud Stomper. Defiled Crypt, also quite strong. So is the Centipede. Splashing is really easy in this format, especially if you're playing green. There's a ton of fixing. Like, Centipede is basically a Borderland Ranger that turns bigger. Moldering Gym is one of the room cards that turns, or rather, searches for a basic and then turns into a creature later. So, don't be afraid about playing more than 2 colors. In fact, I've already played 5 color decks in this format. I think the safer pick is Centipede, but the Crypt is a lot more value. I guess synergy purposes, I'd rather take the Crypt, plus it's uncommon for now. Man, a third Fear of Exposure. That's crazy. Wow, somebody's getting hooked up with these cards, which means I might not get green coming back in pack 2. Though I don't think Surgical Suite is exactly what we want. Although it does have synergy with the Defiled Crypt. Return a creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. I mean, the Fear of Exposure is just better card. Emergence is a nice removal spell in green too. That's crazy. 3 of the same uncommon being seen already by the 5th pick in pack 1. Okay. Cynical Loner is actually a decent 2-drop. 3/1 that cannot be blocked by Glimmers, which are the 1/1 enchantment creatures, most notably in blue-white. Beginning of your second main, if it's tapped, you can search your library for a card and put it into your graveyard. Decent value with some graveyard synergy stuff. This one's bad, right? Yeah, that's bad. Let's see. Entryway is not terrible if we're going to end up maybe playing some. I don't really think this Cracked Skull's all that good. ETB, look at target player's hand. You choose a non-land card, that player discards it, and then when enchanted creatures dealt damage, destroy it. It's not terrible, but feel like in case I still end up in black-white, I'd rather take the entryway. A second Grievous Wound, that's pretty hilarious. So, as I was saying, decking yourself is super easy in the format, which makes the Skull Crab a really viable win con. The only issue is, if you don't mill out your opponent in time, they can often get value from being milled, you know? Just take the green-black land there. Liver Die Wield. Okay, well, considering I was considering first picking that, that's great. Fantastic. Really good sign for black, then. I'm a little bit skeptical of the green moving forward. In fact, I think I'm going to take the Fear of Surveillance here as just a random 2-drop that can surveil a creature into the graveyard. My expectation is that I might end up cutting green, or maybe just splashing the Under the Skin, since it's so nice. Yeah, here's a goat now. Ethereal Armor. I like this card, but it's a little bit risky. Phone doesn't hit enough for us. Goat, good for the black-white graveyard deck, of course. 1 mana, 1/1 that turns into a 4/4 when you discard a card. So, with already 3 different ways to get value from graveyard stuff, I think that's a solid start. Good pack 1, I'd say. There are some really core creatures we would want to bring back with Reanimator, though. There's a black flyer that makes an opponent sacrifice a non-token enchantment and then sacrifice a non-token creature. We'll point it out if we see it. Sheltered by Ghosts is a pretty decent enchantment removal spell. Can only enchant a creature you control. Exiles a non-land permanent an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield, but it gives your creature +1/+0, lifelink, and Ward 2. So, especially early on in the game, Ward 2 makes it so they cannot easily kill your creature and get it back, you know? Our rare open here being the Waltz of Rage. Very nice one. Cease from Slumber is good. I like the Sheltered a little bit more. Oh, Scavenger is also really good. What's my enchantment count right now? 4. 1 mana, 1/1. Whenever an enchantment you control enters and whenever you fully unlock a room, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Just good value. Another good reanimate effect here. 5 mana sorcery in white. Turn a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. There's also Trapped in the Screen, which I guess I probably want to take the removal spell over the Scavenger, but there's Altanak. That's a fun one. If you can draft the Altanak's Hot Coming deck. Let's take the Land Cycler here over Fear of Surveillance. Any Manifest Dread is usually pretty good in the black-white deck, though I'm kind of tempted to take Key to the House over a goat. It's fixing, but it also works well with your houses or whatever, doors. Especially if you have some good value ones. We have the Defiled Crypt right now, which would be decent. Entryway, maybe not the best. In fact, Entryway is probably a cut right now, would be my guess. Yeah, this is a solid start. Demonic Console, huh? Search your library for a demon card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. If there are 4 more cards, it's just simply Demonic Tutor. I have 0 demons currently, but my options in this pack aren't very good anyways. So I'm going to take it and see. Charred Foyer is nice as well. But we are not playing red. Demonic Council there is a maybe. Oh, what is this? Hollowed Haunting. Special guest card. As long as you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have flying and vigilance. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white spirit cleric. This creature... Wow, let's do it. It's still the beginning of pack 2. I have 4 enchantments already. This Haunting could be very fun. That makes our grand entryway insane. Oh yeah, more enchantment removal now. This says cast an enchantment spell, so the Valgavas Lair doesn't count. Okay, well. And another grand entryway. This is sick. Yeah. Let's take the removal now. So this doesn't work with enchantments entering, it just works with enchantment spells. So we have 8 right now. This is really cool. I don't really need the Fear of Immobility. I don't really need another reanimate effect though, but the Living Phone's really bad, and I already have one in the sideboard. Oh, Leech is okay as a 2-drop in the enchantment deck. Some synergy there. Ah, this is such a cool card. And I think it's actually decent in this format, right? Still need some more top-end cards. But now we're doing more of a white-black enchantment-y thing. With some... I mean, the nice thing about Live or Dies is that there are removal spells, too. Oh, no. Meat Hook Massacre, too? Quad black is so hard to cast, dude. Should I just take it and hope to wield a Neglected Manor? It's so hard to cast. Quad black? This is such a throwaway pick if I take it. I should just be taking the land here. Or the loner. I'm taking the land. I'm playing it smart. Another Sheltered by Ghosts. Excellent. Let's take another land cycler here, I think. Oh, actually, I guess the Amalgam is a enchantment creature. The Surgical Suite doesn't look great in our deck. Yeah, I guess I'll take the enchantment creature. Another enchantment creature over rescue? I guess having access to a rescue is nice when I have 2 Sheltered by Ghosts. This gives your creature hexproof. Yeah, what's my creature count right now? 7. But then I have a bunch of different ways to make other creatures, but I guess we just kind of need the 2-drop since I have the double sheltered anyways, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, now we have 7 creatures that come down on turn 1 or 2. That seems good. And Ethereal Armor actually looks really good in our deck too. Especially with the double entryway, because the entryway makes 2 enchantments initially. Yeah, this deck is decent, I think. Actually, shoot. Is this goat even worth it? This goat might not be good anymore. We only have 1 reanimate target. 3rd trapped in the screen. Don't think the Killer's Mask is very good. Another grand entryway. Or I could splash the Rip. Reveal the top card, X, where X is its power. Put any number of creature and or vehicle. Oh, that's not that good in our deck. Man, 3 Grievous Wounds this draft? A Mind Skinner. Take a Mythic. Cult Healer's Dees. I guess is it even worth splashing the Under the Skin anymore? It might not be. This kind of sucks, actually. I really needed to get another top-end card to reanimate, but we just really didn't see one. Despite the colors feeling correct, you know? Do we run 4 grand entryways? I guess we can probably run 16 lands here. Oh, another leech is probably good. Second spirit's also pretty good. Alright, the second spirit gives us another decent sized creature. Ah, rescue wheeling too. Okay, I don't think the crypt is good enough then. We don't have that many ways to return cards from our graveyard, save for the double live or die, which are just better on their own anyways. So we'll cut the Defiled Crypt. I'd probably shave at least one of the 4 entryway. Oh, I guess the key is not very good here, is it? Yeah, key's bad. Just shave the 4th entryway like that. Seems good to me. Alright, cool little deck. Hollowed Haunting, super nice. 14 enchantments. Oh yeah, I'm excited. Let's ship this off and see how we can do. Okay. Let's get down to business. Alright, this hand is certainly keepable, but I wouldn't call it, like, great by any means. I mean, this is, well, especially if we were on the play, this could just roll over the opponent super quickly. Entryway into Sheltered by Ghosts with Ethereal Armor is a ton of damage. In fact, if we can find a swamp by turn 2 for the turn 2 Cynical Loner with this hand, I'd say things would be looking pretty good. Ooh, they have the Gremlin. Well, that could be a huge problem, because they can make potentially like 3 extra 1/1s this turn off of the Tamer itself. That's only going to make 1 extra, but that's still pretty annoying, I would say. Notably, they are missing a land drop, which at least is convenient for us. Okay, so the Sheltered by Ghosts is going to be great. How about a 6/3 first strike, lifelink, ward 2. Can't be blocked by your glimmers. And what do we want to put in our graveyard? Something I just don't want to be drawing, right? Like a random Fear of Surveillance. I'd put the Shroud Stomper in our graveyard if it was on our library still, but obviously it's not. Depending on what they do here, I might just go for a 2-turn kill, right? Trapped in the screen on their Gremlin, attack for 7. Oh, that's gross. Does this hit? This does hit enchantments. Okay. that card is absurd too, but we got fortunate that our opponent was missing just too many land drops. Okay, GG. Game 2 is a go. Be on the draw this time, unfortunately. Decent opener there. A little bit of a curve. Black-white mirror match. Oh, good draw. Let's go turn 2 Fear of Surveillance then instead of turn 2 Entryway. Wow, they are going to murder my 2/2. That's very aggressive. I think we want to get the Cynical Loner online. Let's us hold up the rescue, but as long as I don't draw my 7-drop next turn, I can probably push the loner in and then put it in our graveyard, you know? Considering I have live or die in my hand, we just need to find 2 more lands for it. I don't know what the opponent's doing over there. I guess they're just dead. Wow, okay. I guess they had just a flood out with a couple removal spells in their opening hand. So, those 2 games there were not really games. Our first opponent got very mana screwed. Our second opponent got very mana flooded. I mean, take it, but... once again on the draw, though. Alright, green-red is an aggressive... Ooh. Man, we keep drawing our loner on turn 2. Which, if it lives, we can put our 7-drop in the graveyard and live or die it on turn 5. But anyways, yeah, red-green is a aggressive delirium-based deck. Okay, I'm fine with that. It's not super problematic. Slayer is very good. One of the best 4-drops to curve into. Ugh. 2/4, whenever you attack, target attacking creature gets +1/+1 gains first strike until end of turns. Gross. Sure, so they're just doing this to manifest. Can't block now because of first strike. Damn. I was really hoping we'd hit our 7-drop there. Would have been kind of crazy. But this isn't bad. Go ahead and trap their hand, because that's a 4/2 menace otherwise. Next turn we can just play out the 4/5 flyer. If they kill it, then we can live or die it. Alright, let's see if they have a flip. It is a Bashful Beastie. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just trading. So they still get to manifest again. And another beastie. Okay. Things aren't looking good for me. So flip the 4/5. Manifest yet again. Their draw's been really good. Gross. I'm gonna try to ambush their 4/4 and commit to taking minimum 3 damage here. I can't win just by using live or die as a removal spell. They got it, they got it. And even if they don't kill my spirits here, assuming they still have minimum 3 spells in their hand, we're still extremely far behind without top decking some good business. Yeah. Wow, I don't even know what this does, but it looks like a huge bomb. Whenever it attacks, you manifest, reveal face down permanent. If it's a creature, you can turn it face up. That card is absurd. I mean, look at the land differential too. Our opponent just had a bunch of good 2-for-1s effectively and a very good draw. Good beats. Hey, we're on the play this time. Both of my spirits in opening hand, not good. Not ideal anyways. Maybe a mulligan decision there from our opponents. Turn 1 Veteran Survivor. Okay. Ah, so they're the green-white deck. I think I just take it because I really want to surveil here, and there's nothing for them to eat with the Survivor yet anyways. Oh, okay, sure. Probably have to trade now. Right, if I don't, then it's going to eat my graveyard. That is one of the worst possible cards you can see on turn 3. 3 mana, 3/2, but if at the beginning of your second main phase it's tapped, you just manifest Dread. Card is absolutely brutal. You know what's also brutal? My draw step now. Sheesh, what's going on? My deck is much better than this, but our draws have just been horrendous. It's a 2/1 double striker that enters with 2 -1/-1 counters if you cast it from your hand. So if you've manifested it or something, it's quite solid. Eesh. Alright, so that taps down my creature, locks it down for a turn. I take 9, I go to 5. And we are just dead. Look at these. Wow. Incredible. My opponents are just, last 2 games, both on 5 land stop. And man, we're flooding out over here. I'm on 16 lands, aren't I? Brutal games. Brutal. Okay, good beats. A little bit of variance here and there. What can you do? Let's do better. Our deck's better than that. On the draw. Oh, man. And now we have no creatures. We have the Sheltered with the Ethereal Armor, but... I'm gonna keep this hand. We just have so many creatures on turns 1, 2, and 3 that we can draw. Like... Will I get punished? Possibly. But I don't think this is a hand you just mulligan. Oh no. I will say this, if I do find a creature, the double Sheltered by Ghosts is really hard to beat. We have drawn all of our, like, creature matter cards, and we haven't seen a single creature. This is so sick. Alright, there's a fun one. Alright, deck. Man. I think I need to eat that. I think that's too much of a problem if left unchecked. Plus they have the manifest next turn, so if they went like land, manifest dread, and then activated the cadaver lab, they would get an extra 2/2. Alright, so they're gonna manifest, ping me for 1, I take 2, I go to 12. Dude, where are my freaking creatures? Holy crap. Even just drawing one of my 2-mana 1/1s would be good enough. 12 cards deep. How many creatures do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? Crazy. Finally. But I mean, it's not even that good right now, because if I go for one of these, and they go for any removal spell, which they haven't had any reason to use yet, right? Okay. The old double stun counter. I'm taking 6. Yeah, I'm dead. This is absurd. I need them to not activate the ability for some reason. Yeah, and we're just dead. Wow. Miserable freaking game that was. Holy crap. Oh, I am really frustrated. Our deck was super cool. We never drew the Haunting once. We never got to Shroud Stomper. That was really unfortunate. I think this was a really good deck, and we kind of just got wrecked by some and even the games I won were kind of bad, weren't they? Well, that's variant sometimes. I mean, I did keep a hand that didn't have any creatures in it, and we got punished by never drawing another one until the end there, so maybe that's on me for game loss number 3, but too bad. Really cool deck, bad result, and we'll have to say, you know what? That's magic, baby. We'll see you back next time.